Yo, what it do? It's your boy, the Huey MC, coming at you one more again, dropping some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And today, what we gonna talk about? We gonna talk about intersectionality. Now, the term intersectionality was first coined in 1989 by a Kimberly Crenshaw. Now, intersectionality, the ideology of intersectionality, is the primary template that today's social justice advocacy operates under. Like a lot of ideologies and a lot of movements today, there's a lot of negative aspects to these belief systems, the way that they're being operated and the way that they're being pushed and advocated for. And intersectionality is one of them as well, because intersectionality, at its root, it's a positive thing. It's about working together with other groups that have a common interest, especially marginalized groups who are up under the same oppressive system. But when it comes to the African American community, it's always pushed as if we got to ride with everybody else's agenda all the way to the finish line while ignoring our agenda. But beyond that, it's a lot of tenets and beliefs that these other groups have that are detrimental to the African American community. My pet peeve is the Marxist socialist belief in the abolition of the nuclear family. Now, nuclear family is a fancy word for the traditional family, man, woman, and child. They believe in the abolition of this shit, right? You know, this ain't just me saying it. This is out their own mouths. This is Marx and Frederick Engels' writings. And let's take this meeting out with the Democratic Socialists of America, where they say this shit out their own mouth. Peep this out.
In America, and you talk about how much of family policy in the U.S. is actually family policing policy, with laws that incentivize the traditional family structure, like tax incentives for married couples. You also talk about, in addition to abolition of family policing, you argue for abolition of the family in general.
When we say family abolition, we're not reinventing the wheel, actually. We are, in some ways, able to say we can fight for family abolition, we can imagine family abolition, because we have seen Black women do it, because we have seen these indigenous communities do it. And that's not to say that those systems were perfect.
And so you see that they wrap it up in, pro-Black language, like the Black women and indigenous women have shown us how to do these, these alternate family lifestyles or whatever, as if like being a single parent is a positive choice for Black and indigenous women. No, it's out of necessity, but they believe in the abolition of the nuclear family. This is something that's not only detrimental to the African American community, it's dangerous to the African American community, because we got to uplift our family structure. We got to rebuild it. I got a whole bunch of research you could check out on my WordPress blog, the Hugh Cipher WordPress, where I lay out all of the studies and everything that shows you that when you take the father out of the family, when it's only a single parent, all of these negative things increase, double, 10 times fold, abuse, physical, mental, sexual abuse, criminality, no guidance, man. You got to have a father in the household, and that's something that we got to rebuild. And we really can't fuck with organizations or people that have belief systems that want to destroy this, AOC, Bernie Sanders, the new dude, Madami in New York, this is what they believe in. Next time you talk to them, write your favorite Democratic, so-called radical revolutionary politician, ask them about this belief system and see what they say. This is something that we need to fix and change. We ain't got to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but we got to get rid of that bullshit, though, definitely, But, that's about it, man. I just have to drop another, holla at you on the next one. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Hope, peace, and I'm out.